Hello to all my stitching friends here in FlossTube. This is my FlossTube channel, Vintage Threads and Samplers, and I am Dr. Janelle Meredith. I'm really happy to be here with you today to share about some new projects I have, some new designs. So welcome. I didn't make us any yummies today, some goodies. So tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. I'd like to say, if you enjoy my content, please hit the subscribe button. And to my current subscribers, thank you so much for joining me and for continuing to support me in this journey. So, I want to share about the 3 new projects. First, I have a funny story to tell you. And as you can see, my sampler wall behind me is growing. I've kind of redone it again. And I was at Home Goods, saw some really cool frames, and decided to do some reframing of my previous models. So in this aspect of do-it-yourself and wanting to be like I can do this, I know Kevin has staple guns, right? He's a builder, he's a furniture maker, he does artwork, he frames his own art, and he has a shop. However, I was like, I'm just going to get my own staple gun. So I looked online, and Joann's Fabrics looked like they had a small one, and that's what I wanted, something easy for me to maneuver. So I go to Joann's, and they don't have it. They're out. So I thought, okay, I'll try Target. I ordered it from Target. I picked it up. I bring it home. I'm going to unwrap them. I've got everything lined up that's going to be reframed. No staples. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So kind of like Kevin in Home Alone, my Kevin, I'm like, Kevin! So he comes running up. What? I'm like, I need help. The staple gun didn't come with staples. Just rolls his eyes at me like, I told you I have staple guns. I know, but I wanted my own. So he was very good. He went out to his shop. He brings up 2, and one of them is more lightweight. So he's like, there's your staple gun. And he leaves, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm trying to use the staple gun, and it won't work. So I call him back up. Kevin! Here he comes, and I said, it's jammed, it won't work. So he shows me again how to hold it at an angle and how to, staple in my pinned, ready to frame cross-stitch project. And of course he does it. It snap, 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 and it goes very smooth. So I try again, and I've got staples flying across the room, and he shakes his head. My daughter's like, Dad, just help her, So he shows me, because he's trying to enable me to do this on my own. I practice, I've got it, we're good to go. So he had to leave town. He had to go home to the farm. His dad had fallen in the yard. His mom fell in the house within days of each other. And he just needed to go home and be with them and see what was happening. I had one more project to finish, and I thought, it's okay. I can do this. I know I can use that staple gun. I'm finished. I've pinned it. Ready. And I thought, he just makes this seem so easy. So here I am just like, jabbing in the staple gun. And it was perfect. I'm like, I did it. Then I thought, no, I need one more staple. I don't know why I thought I needed one more staple in this spot. Snap, broke the glass. So I call Michael's, and it was museum glass, and they said, well, we have some, and we'll cut it for you, and just bring it on over. So I go to Michael's. They're so good, and I go there a lot between Michael's and Hobby Lobby for framing needs now, since we live up here in Denver and I can't get up to Fort Collins to Lloyd's. So I tell her about my dilemma, and she listens. She cuts the glass. She comes back and she's like, we could put that together for you for $3. Yeah, let's do that. Let's not let me have the staple gun anymore. So that was pretty fun. Very thankful that there are really good people out there that help us, and thankful that my husband had the patience to try to help me use a staple gun. Of course, my daughters were like, oh no, Dad showed Mom how to use a staple gun. We're in trouble. We were. They were flying across the room. And then the other crazy thing that happened over the last month was I fell again. I fell. I'm not sure what's going on. Going down the stairs, and it's like boom. I don't even know what happened. Like, did I lose my footing? Did I trip? I mean, I had slippers on, slipper socks with those little grids on the bottom. My daughter had bought me for Christmas because I'm getting older. So I'm going down the steps, and all of a sudden I'm on my behind, falling. So it's stairs, double landing, 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 and then you go down the rest of the stairs. Well, I'm flat on my back, falling. I look and I can see the floor, like the wood floor down at the end of the stairway. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going down. I'm going to hit my head. I'm dying today. Grab the rail. I'm holding on. I don't think I screamed. But my daughter, who lives next door, this house is kind of configured. She lives next door. She heard this commotion and she thought it was her dog. So she comes over. She's like, Mom! I'm like, oh my gosh. So she helps me. I don't hit the ground. I don't hit the wood floor. We flip me around. So I'm sitting up. I stand up. No bleeding. No pain. I don't feel like I broke anything. And I get up and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to take it easy this evening and rest. And I was good. About a week later, I thought I should probably get checked. I was having some discomfort in my butt and in my right knee. So went up to the urgent care and they took x-rays of my pelvis, my hip, my femur, my knee. No fractures, just probably some internal bruising. So that was crazy, falling again. And as some of you know, last year at this time, I fell and I fractured my ankle and didn't know for a week. And then I was in that boot and very frustrated about life because I don't like wearing that boot. But anyway, all good now. Kevin's folks are good. He's back home and onward and upward in this journey of life. So I'd like to tell you about my designs. The first one I'm going to tell you about is Forget-Me-Not. Isn't that sweet? It's, I don't know if you can see it in my view. Nope, I'm going to turn this just a little bit. There it is. Right there, Forget-Me-Not. So this antique white ironstone pitcher my mother gave me after we got married, and I've just carried it from house to house. I just love it, and it just fit perfectly in this picture. So Forget-Me-Not. I like to collect vintage postcards. Valentine's Day, Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and I have quite a few, and I'm going to post those in my Instagram page so you can see. They're just precious. And I think what I love is this tiny little writing by the sender to the receiver, and just little notes, whatever holiday it is. It's just precious. And I've got one sitting on a little holder there called Kind Regards. I just think it would be fun to kind of figure out how to do a cross stitch of that. And then the lettering for the Forget-Me-Not, I had shared on my Instagram. I had found this book at a craft thrift shop. It's got all these French alphabets, and the one I use is called, hold on, Helene. I'm not sure. So I loved those letters, and again, I loved the idea, that process of, I think I want to do a Valentine Forget-Me-Not card, and what would that look like on a sampler, and what lettering would I use, and what colors would I use. So this is stitched on Seraphim Fabrics Antique Lace, and the colors are from Roxy, from Evertote, Roxy Floss Colors. Now I've been to Evertote website 3 times in the last few months. I was going to do a project in Follow Red, and I already have some Follow Red, but I was thinking I probably should order some more. I don't want to run out. And at that time, I found a Salty Place, I think that's what it's called, and some other colors, this ochre. And so I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. Well, when I got ready to do this, or when I was getting ready to order the Follow Red, some of these new colors came out. So I'm going to tell you what they are. Aubergine, which is like a purple cocoa brown. It's just beautiful. That's what the lettering's in. Here, I'll just hold this up. And we might insert a picture so you can see it better. And then, let's see, what were the other colors? Afternoon Tea, Crumpets, sugar plum, and then the green is called fresh cut, which I thought was perfect for a vine with roses. So that was so much fun to stitch that and to see it completed from just this idea I had about doing a little sampler forget-me-not for Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Happy Valentine's Day to my dad, to my siblings. So the next project I did was Psalm 23. I really wanted to do this, and I wanted to chart it in English and Spanish. And then I stitched it in Spanish in honor of my mother. I've shared before, Psalm 23 was her favorite psalm. And as I was putting this together, charting it, picking out the alphabet font, this is called Antique in the Mac Stitch program, I thought of my mom and her hauling us to Spanish Mass. We had to wear the mantilla, the lace covering on your head when you went into the Catholic Church. And she was devout Catholic. I mean, she did everything with the Catholic Church. She served her community, and I think stitching that, I was able to reflect on those memories. So, very, very fun. So in your PDF, you will have the 23rd Psalm in Spanish and in English. And I stitched this on parchment, and again, I used Roxy floss. Now, I was going to do it in red. The PDF you'll get, well, I think might be in green, it might be in red, but this is it in the English version. So I almost did this. This is the gold with red, and then I have one with red lettering and gold. Again, kind of like this green. There we go. And I had a hard time deciding. I was like, oh, I want it to have a deeper green color. I almost chose DMC 500. Then I thought about DMC 924, and of course, I'm on Evertote, and they have this really pretty color. Oh, I forgot. I was going to hold these up for you. Let me step back. This is the antique lace. And then these are all, I don't know if you can see those. Let me try to do this better. Well, anyway, here's these pretty, pretty colors. Get that aubergine out there. There you go. Isn't that pretty? And then the Psalm 23 is done on parchment. And I love how I get these from Kitten Stitcher, a lot of my linen. And I keep the tag on it so I don't lose what I have and what count it is. And then these are the two colors from Roxy, Evertote Roxy Floss. This is that green and Barrett. It's just that deep green. And then this gold. Just ochre. O-C-H-R-E, ochre. So just beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. And it's framed. I found this frame at an antique store. I'd been watching that frame for a while. It had a vintage Paris scene. And I saw it about a year ago, and I'm like, oh, that's a pretty custom frame. It would look nice. I'll just keep my eye on it because I didn't really have something for it. And so I was in Longmont recently, and I thought, let me just see if my frame's still there. And they were having a sale. It's a vintage flea market. So the vendor had marked down her frames. So I bought that, took the Paris print out, and framed my sampler. And I just think it's perfect. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Psalm 23. And then my last one I did is a revision. Sorry. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. Now I did this last year, and I didn't have the birds were just sitting here, the be still and the scripture reference. I didn't have the little fence post. I didn't have this extra wording from the passage in the Bible, and I didn't have the reference. Oh, maybe I did. Yeah, I did. I had it wrong, so I had to redo it. So that's very humbling. I have read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, but I had it wrong. So I redid it, and I think when I talked about this sampler before, I shared when I first did the design, my frustration with, that was when I broke my ankle. We were new in the house. We'd been unpacking boxes and boxes, and I was doing all this decorating, and I was trying to get back into my walking regime, and here I broke my ankle. And sitting out on the porch in the mornings, having breakfast, and just listening to the birds come and sing on the fence posts. Be still was the scripture that came to mind. And so that's when I did that design. So maybe God's still telling me to be still and quit being such a hurry, I guess, maybe. And He's in control. And and I think the other scripture, and I think I've shared this before, about a purpose to everything in life, a season. And so my season of growing in my cross-stitch journey, I want it to be faster. And it doesn't need to be fast. There's no reason for it to be faster. Just enjoy the process, enjoy the journey is what I'm learning. So it's all good. It's all fun. So I love this. And this was stitched on White Schultz sandstone. Here it is. 32 count sandstone. And then all these different, let's go like this, colors. Almost matches some of the colors in my sweater. These beautiful colors for my wrens, and then the wording. Now, I will tell you that the Gentle Arts threads, one of the colors, I think it was maybe mocha. I couldn't pull it out in my, no, it was mulberry. I couldn't pull it out in my Max Stitch program, and so I had to use the DMC conversion to tell you what it was. And then the fence is a Leo and Roxy, or I guess it was Leo and Roxy at the time, now it's just Roxy threads. Desert Sand, and that's the color of the, oops, fence line, this kind of white, gray, weathered fence look. And I don't have any more. I ran out of that thread. I loved it. So an alternative, if you wanted to stay with the Janelle, khaki mocha would be a good substitution. Oh, here, let's come over here. Or some DMCs. So in your PDF, I did share what you could use in substitution of Roxy or some of the Weeks Dye or Gentle Art threads that I used to make it simple. People don't want to go buy all these colors, and maybe you want to substitute and make your own colors. I mean, the fence could be brown, it could be navy blue, it could be anything. You could do the lettering differently too. So that's all I have for you today. Those are my 3 new designs. They're on the wall behind me. So Forget Me Not, Be Still, and then up there at the top is the 23rd Psalm. And then you can see I put my 2 Spanish alphabets up there. I reframed El Alfabeto, and I reframed, my Grandma Jane's, let me just go this way a little bit, Fiesta sampler, the Duchato in honor of my Grandma Jane. So lots of fun doing all of this, and I started stitching one of my new designs for the kitchen last night. It's on, it's a Leo and Roxy, I think I need to pull it, it's called Salty Place. It's like a blue-gray charcoal color, I just love it. So hoping to get that done, and then I can come back and share that with you. I've got 4 more designs in the Mi Familia series. I've got a lot of ideas going. What I do is I get in my program, I chart it, and then I change my mind. I take something out, I add something. So I have like 5 or 6 versions of one sampler. And so my daughter was trying to look up something for me. I needed some help, and she's like, "Mom, you need to be better organized." I'm like, I know what's there. So I'm trying to either date it, like the last date that I worked on it. I was trying and revise on every one of it, but then I have like 5 revisions. So she's kind of right. I need to be a little bit more organized about it. But I think that's the artisticness of a designer. Like, oh, I want to do this now. maybe not. It's this artist designer way of doing things. It's just playing and refining and redoing it, and maybe coming back to, oh, I really liked the way I charted it there. So all good stuff. It's a lot of fun. I'm really thankful that I get to do this. So happy Valentine's Day. I hope you all enjoy your day tomorrow. I've got a gift bag with goodies for everybody. A little bit of chocolate, a little bit of sugar cookies, and we'll enjoy the day like everybody else. I think that's all I have. So I'll see you in a month. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.